We're going to take this. We're going to move it from Greg's dad's dick to the paranormal, which is very close to Greg's dad's dick.
Same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing.
My dad's a ghoul.
Greg, I'm so happy that you've heard about this story.
I watched this video.
This is terrifying. And I read about this last night right before I went to sleep.
Oh, well, you probably had the nightmares all night.
I had the worst sleep I've ever had in my entire life. If anyone has ever heard of the, what is that? The Elisa
Lam?
Elisa Lam's death, which is a Canadian girl who went missing and was found dead in a water tower of an apartment building.
That's my girl.
And the way
Los Angeles.
The way they found her is because the water coming out of the faucet and stuff was black.
Yeah.
From her body in the
decomposing.
Water. Oh, that's disgusting.
Very disgusting.
And I actually had the honor of drinking some of it.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was that?
Tasty.
Tasted like mirrors.
It was like Asian. It was Asian food.
Now, that's not even the creepiest part of this whole story. Now, she was missing for a while. And then when they found her body, because of the fucking tap water in this apartment building being black.
It's a hotel. It's a hotel.
Is it a hotel?
Yeah, it's a hotel. And this hotel has had a bunch of people commit suicide by jumping off of the balcony. There's a bunch of deaths at this hotel.
What is this?
It's something. It's Chicago.
No. It's in Los Angeles.
L.A.
Chateau Marmont.
What? I don't know.
No, Corpo, you're rich.
I don't know the hotel, but this is a very famous story. And what adds credence to this whole thing is the fact that it is a news story that has been covered by all of the major news outlets. And what really makes this crazy is the video footage that they found minutes before she actually died. No, Bryan.
No, I'm very excited.
Look at me. This is going to be creepy.
Okay.
Because there is something happening in this.
Okay.
I'm going to play this video, and what I'm going to describe everything that happens. Now, this is this girl from Canada in LA right now. She walks into the elevator, and this is an elevator camera.
Security.
And she gets deported.
She comes in, and she hits every single button on the elevator.
I know.
And then she sits back. She is Asian, right?
Yeah.
She definitely.
Listen, look at her name.
Now, I don't think there's any audio to this. There's no audio. Now, she hits all the buttons, and she, just walks back. Maybe you're drunk. I've done this a million times where I just wander into a place, get into an elevator, hit all the buttons.
This happens to you a lot. I've never done this. So.
I have. Me and Fred have done that many times.
Well, I thought you were alone like her. You don't ever just go to hotels by yourself when you're drunk?
No, never.
That's fucking weird.
You made it sound really weird. You made it sound like you're the weirdest person. But you are.
At this point, she goes to the back of the elevator, and then she stops for a second. But now she starts walking forward. The elevator doors have not closed yet.
No,
she peeks her head out, looks both ways, almost as if she's expecting somebody to be following her. Mm-hmm. And then she comes back into the elevator. She is on the wall of it, and she's kind of hiding over by the buttons.
She tries to get in the corner to hide from people outside of the elevator.
Exactly.
Very weird.
She's kind of, at this point, she's starting to, it feels like she's freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, she's scared.
She's peeking out again. Now at this point, she's feeling like something is after her. Watching this as a spectator, you feel like she's scared that something is after her. Now she kind of slowly walks out of the elevator,
jumps out. No, she does a little jump out of the elevator like it's going to do something.
Both ways, and then she takes one step backwards into the elevator.
Take it back now, y'all.
It almost looks like she's doing that.
3 hops this time.
Now, at this point, she has stepped out. In this elevator, by the way,
the doors won't shut.
Law enforcement has actually checked out this exact elevator and have pressed the same buttons and stuff like that, and the elevator works just perfectly. At this point, though, with her, the elevator doors will not close. She has stepped out of the elevator, and she took one step to the left of the elevator door.
Yeah, she's getting really weird.
Let me hit play. And I think it's around this time. You can see her right arm hanging in the view of the elevator door. And this is when it gets really fucking weird, because her arms, you can see her arms, you can just see the side of her because she's right outside of the elevator to the left of it. And you see her just outside of the view.
Yeah, we do.
Of the elevator door to the left of it. She steps back into the elevator. She's drunk. It looks like she's drunk. It looks like she's drunk. She comes back.
But they also before
thing,
they do an autopsy and there's nothing in her system.
Nothing.
There is nothing in her system.
There's no drugs. Because you're going to try to explain this in your head. Let me start this out by saying there is no drugs in her system.
No alcohol.
There's no alcohol in her system. There's nothing in her system. Because that's how you're going to try to explain this off in a second once you see what she does. Now she's back in the elevator, she's hitting all of the buttons. Once again.
What a dumb bitch.
I hear a little bit of music.
We do need some music. Okay, she steps outside of the elevator door again. You can just see like half of her body. She's leaning up. Now, right here, this is when it gets fucking insane. Watch her arms. She starts doing this weird shit with her fucking arms.
Fucking bone tree hands.
Her arms.
Bone tree hands. Bone tree hands.
Her arm. I have goosebumps right now.
Bone tree hands.
I have gooses.
Her arms.
Bone tree hands.
She start doing like this movement with her arms, and they're moving where there's no joints in her arm, like midway between your elbow.
Will you run it back?
Oh, it's still going. Hang on, it gets worse.
Bone tree hands.
I don't know what that means.
Stop saying it. I don't understand.
Bone tree hands?
You're such a rich guy.
What are bone tree hands?
We discussed it on the show.
No, Brian, don't be smug.
Bone tree.
Bone tree.
You're saying it sounded like you're saying a French word. Bone tree.
Bone tree hands are completely different.
Why are you talking like a French guy?
Bone tree hands still abide by the rules of bones.
Bone tree hands.
This girl's arms bend at points where there is no joints.
There's nothing. It's weird.
She has jello arms. Keep watching. Hang on. Look at it.
Ew.
Her arms are bending somewhere between the elbow and the wrist, and it looks like she's doing some sort of dance right outside of this elevator. And now it looks like she's praying almost. And then I think she comes back in at this point.
She does, and then she leaves like a tree.
Let me run that back real quick because it is so fucking terrifying. Oh!
I don't like this.
It looks like she's
something between her wrist and her elbow is exactly
So many different joints.
And to this point, she was completely normal, and then something took a hold of her.
I don't like that.
And all of a sudden, she starts doing these movements with her hands.
It was me. I'm the ghost.
Oh my god!
I don't like any of this.
I wish there was sound. And this has been an American mystery for a while
It's
now.
very
I guess.
famous.
It's famous. I didn't know about this until last night.
There is a movie. Here's the weirdest part. There is a movie made in like the 60s about someone dying in a water tower thing on top of a hotel just like this in LA.
I don't like any of this.
Isn't that weird?
Now, at this point, the elevator doors are still open. She is not in frame at all at this point after her whole fucking, like, malleable arms situation. You can't see her, and I don't think she comes back into view at this point.
The elevator doors close.
As
soon as she's gone, the doors close.
And the next time you see her, well, the cops see her, is when they look into the water tower of this building and find her dead inside of this fucking thing.
I don't like any of that.
I want to see that.
Now, people...
Fred's a creep.
People think this is like a creepy pasta or some urban legend. This is a famous story, and nobody can fucking explain this shit. And it terrifies
That's how you know
me.
It's weird.
That's it. The door closes. It opens back up. She's still not there.
I think it's a different floor. I think this is showing it going up to different floors. All the buttons she hit.
Nobody
going.
Yeah, but nobody understands how she got up there.
Where is she there?
Because
how did she get from here to the...
I also read that there is a sensor once you get to the roof that an alarm goes off. That was never set off.
Nobody ever put
She went through the pipes.
She probably went through the pipe.
She framed herself upstairs?
Alex Mack.
Greg, you were saying that there are some weird coincidences with this story.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. And I don't remember because I read this like 4 months ago, but that movie is one of them. A bunch of people have died at that hotel. And there's something else.
Hang on. Let me Google Elisa Lam.
It's in that article. The same thing. It's on Live Leak. I think it says it all.
Yeah, but we want a bullet pointed thing. The mysterious case of Elisa Lam. Oh, God, she terrifies me.
I don't like any of this.
Go down. I think it's at the bottom. It says them all.
Okay,
your
Cecil
theories.
Hotel's dark history.
There's a bunch
Here's
of deaths.
the history with this.
Oh, the Cecil?
Built in the 1920s to cater to businessmen to come into town and spend a night or two, in quotes. I'm guessing those are
Hookers.
Yeah, hookers. Cecil Hotel was
Famous
quickly upstaged by more glamorous hotels located near the infamous Skid Row area. The hotel began renting rooms on a long-term basis for cheap prices, a policy that
Hookers.
attracted a shiftier crowd.
Hookers.
The hotel's reputation quickly went from shifty to morbid when it became notorious for numerous suicides and murders, as well as lodging famous serial killers.
Heard that.
Now, Dark Water,
That's
is that the
movie.
one that you're talking about?
Yes, the Dark Water is the movie.
I've never seen Dark Water.
Because she ends up being dead in the water tower, like in the same situation.
Really?
Yeah. And the
And
way
this happened before
Yeah,
this actual thing
and
happened.
the way that they find her is black water.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
the people in the hotel realize black water coming out of the. Isn't that weird?
The story of Elisa Lam is eerily similar to the 2005 horror movie Dark Water.
Things don't just happen.
There's a reason. Delilah means something. It's something.
Dahlia,
Dahlia.
the main
The Black Dahlia
protagonist.
murder?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that.
I was going to say, it was in the 60s. That's
The
really weird.
protagonist of the movie moves into an apartment building with her young daughter Cecilia. Both was the victim to a gruesome murder in 1947, one that appeared
Black
to
Dahlia?
be particularly ritualistic. The case was never solved, according to the LA Observer.
Good time.
It is rumored that Black Dahlia was at Cecil Hotel right before she lost her life.
like Black Dahlia.
Okay, we got a connection to the Black Dahlia murder here.
Is not a crazy person.
In the movie, the daughter's name is Cecilia, is obviously quite similar to Cecil Hotel. After moving into her apartment, Dahlia notices dark water leaking from the ceiling in her bathroom. She ultimately discovers that a young girl named Natasha Rimsky drowned in the building's rooftop water
Sounds
tank,
like a Pollock. Fuck
which
that.
which caused the water to turn black. The owner of the apartment building knew about this fact, but refused to
Fuck
take action.
Pollocks.
You're the owner of this building, I swear to God. You should have been born somewhere in Hollywood, like in the 1950s, I swear to God. You are responsible for the Black Dahlia murders. You, Bryan Corpolanco.
No.
Applebee's himself.
The word Skid Row is in this article.
Yeah, which applies to you because
Yeah.
that's where your father conceived you.
Yeah.
He did say a Skid Row.
The owner of the apartment refused to take action. Elisa Lam's body was in the water tank for over 2 weeks, causing hotel guests to complain about foul-tasting black water. They were literally tasting the remains of this fucking malleable, jointed girl. The ending of the movie is also relevant. The apartment building's elevator malfunctions, and the ghost of Cecilia's mother braids her hair.
Ew.
Wow, that's eerily relevant.
Yeah. Read the next one.
Is Elisa Lam's death one of those ritualistic murders that was synchronistically mirrored in a Hollywood movie?
That was a big word.
Thank you. Yeah, let's hear it. I think I've been reading quite well.
You've been doing a good job. Surprised you have never given up.
Another strange coincidence. Shortly after the discovery of Elisa Lam's body, a deadly outbreak of tuberculosis occurred in Skid Row,
Tubers.
near Cecil Hotel.
Tubers.
You probably won't believe the name of the test kit used in these kinds of situations. Lam Elisa, which is the name of the girl that was found fucking killed. That is
Nigga, what?
that is hardcore synchronicity,
Don't
which I would
drop
I always wanted to
say that's true. No foul play? Question mark. LA authorities ruled in June 2013 that Elisa Lam's death was accidental and that she was probably bipolar.
Yeah, bitch.
Bipolar meaning she can move her joints in two ways that should not be moved. She had the joints of an infant baby. Ew. You know how you can like bend their joints?
No, Brian, that doesn't.
You know how you can like bend where babies' arms would
that
normally
doesn't make any
be?
sense.
You can bend babies' joints any way you want.
They're stupid as shit.
That being said, some questions remain unanswered. Oh, wait, is that where I was at? Yeah, some questions remain unanswered. How did Elisa, who was obviously not in her right mind, end up in hotel's water tank, an area that is difficult to access?
Nigga, please.
Here's a news report.
Here's a news report talking about.
We already did a news report. We did.
No, I want to hear this.
Grim discovery at a downtown LA hotel. Police say the body found in a hotel water tank is that of a 21-year-old Canadian tourist, Elisa Lam. KTLA's Eric Spillman joins us live now from downtown LA with the latest on her mysterious death. Good morning.
Hi, Megan. I just got off the phone with the coroner's office, and they're talking about performing an autopsy on the body, perhaps as soon as tomorrow. The cause of death is going to be an important piece of the puzzle here. What a bizarre discovery it was yesterday. Let me show you some pictures of firefighters on the roof here of the Cecil Hotel. The body was found in a large water tank on the rooftop. People staying at the hotel complained of low water pressure, so a maintenance worker went up to check. He found a naked body.
How do you get the fuck into one of those tanks?
This is really weird. This is really weird.
Yeah, Jeff, let's hear your theory.
You creepy bearded bastard.
So
yeah, let's say what you need to do.
There's been several generations of maintenance men that have just been killing off people for the longest time. And he saw her trapped in the elevator and using the, elevator service program, like, kept it there, and then when because she's bipolar and stupid, she went down to see what was wrong with it, and then he just dragged her.
Okay, can we all get back to reality?
How did she move her arms in those ways?
Jeff, let's get back to reality. It's a ghost.
Back to reality.
It's a ghost, Jeff.
If we're going to be completely realistic here, it's got to be a ghost.
Guys, I'm going to throw it out there. She was living La Vida Loca.
I mean, I am interested
at the bottom of one of the tanks. Firefighters had to use a saw to cut a hole in the tank, drain the water out, and remove the body. Now, they've identified her as 20...
That's how they had to remove the body.
Ew.
That's insane. How the fuck did she get in there?
It's just bad ingenuity.
Especially after her moving her... The most bizarre part of this...
How do you do anything after your arms break?
She was moving. She was dancing in a way that there was no bones in her arms.
Yeah, she was getting jiggy.
1-year-old Elisa Lam.
Jiggy with it.
She's from Vancouver, Canada, was last seen at the Cecil on January the 31st. Police are calling her death suspicious, not yet calling it a murder, and they're saying they cannot rule out foul play. Here's what's really interesting. Investigators did a thorough search of the hotel, including the rooftop area, 3 weeks ago, and they used search dogs to do it. Also, the only way to the roof is through a locked and alarmed door that only employees have a key to. That, or you can use the fire escape. At least one resident says he heard some kind of a loud noise or explosion coming from the rooftop area the day before the woman was reported missing.
Ew.
Forceful that I fell out of bed. All right? Then the following day...
We're hearing from Bernard Diaz.
The water system was all plugged up.
Adding to the mystery, surveillance video from the hotel elevator, the last known pictures of Elisa Lam. They show her pushing buttons in the elevator, hiding. It looks like she's hiding there, waiting in the hallway for somebody, and then at one point waving her arms around. You know that she came to Los Angeles about 4 days.
Okay, waving your arms around? They're not going to just, like, talk about how she's moving her arms.
No, you can't do that as a news reporter. You'll ruin your whole career.
Yeah, don't.
Duh, Bryan.
Everyone can see that there's no joints between your wrist and your elbow.
As a newscaster, I can't see what you're talking about.
Allegedly.
Bryan,
Prior to when she was reported missing, not quite sure why she came here or whether she visited anyone here. Come back here live to the pictures of the Cecil Hotel here. You can imagine how free.
We have to stay at the Cecil Hotel.
You and I.
All three of us will end up dead in the most bizarre way.
How romantic.
But you know what?
You want to know why I don't want to stay at the Cecil Hotel with you? Is because you'll make me go to the roof.
I want to stay at the Cecil Hotel. I want to stay at the
I do
Cecil
too.
Hotel.
You'll make me go to that roof.
Me and Applebee's are going to stay there.
I want to buy the biggest suite at the Cecil Hotel.
Which is the elevator.
Exactly. I want somebody to try.
Doubt residents were about this
terrifying.
discovery. They actually brought in the health
Tourist
department
death
to
mystery.
test
That's what they
the water
labeled it.
from that water tank, and they did not find any biohazard. But people very, very concerned and shocked about this whole thing, and investigators with just a lot of questions and not very many answers. We'll send it back to you.
We'll send this back.
The questions that I think many of us have, when you talked about how they had to get her out, they had to cut a hole in the top, apparently. Of it. So if that's how they had to get her out, how in the world might have she been put in, or had she got in it?
Well, he didn't listen because they cut a hole in the bottom to drain it.
And when you
they're lying right now. They're not making any sense.
No, that is...
They cut a hole at the bottom, not the top of it, to drain it so they could get her out.
Yes, but how did she get in there? That was the question.
There was nothing about they had to cut a hole in the top of it. That's what he said. So he's an idiot. That's a bad news report.
Restrictions on how you can get up there. You have to go through a locked door. There's an alarm system that notifies the hotel if anyone's up there. It's just very strange.
Very strange.
To say the least, yeah.
Eric, thank you for...
Terrifying. Simply terrifying. And from this day on, I will always question the reliability of my joints
I
and
always
bones.
question the side of the beef cover.
We're all drunk now. Brian, hit that button. They're wasted, dude. I'm serious.
I just want you to think real quick before we leave this show.
Make me ponder.
It's my goddamn.
Contemplate, how did she move her arms like that?
Oh.
And everybody,
Dude, that's creepy.
why would she do that?
It broke joint right here.
Right here.
I'm so creeped out by that. I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I couldn't sleep last night thinking about the mysterious death of Elisa Lam.
I don't like any of that.
That's what her arm looked like. Though that's the muscles of her arm. I think I have an answer though that has not been explored yet, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it has something to do with Polybius.
You're correct. It has nothing to do with the video game.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't want to talk about that.
Pretty sure it has something to do with Polybius,
Yeah, but
which you guys have failed me miserably.
I haven't
finding
searched for anything for you.
a Polybius video game. I really need
you
that.
said Polybius, I almost RKO'd you.
He's wasted, Brian. We can't.
Okay. We're gonna leave you on that.